all lined up and ready for heat number 1 of 2 here as we go green out of turn number 4. And around goes the 33 out of turn number 2, Zachary Miller. Battle is for third, but watch out second place. Hang on, no, that's not good. Don't do that. They did it. Gary Dutton still charging, but we're yellow. So Zachary Miller goes around, and everything was calamity there after turn number 3 and 4. So pretty much after turn 1 and 2, it even got wilder in turn 3 and 4. Let's see if I can pull up a replay for you fine folks in a short amount of time. It's a reminder that one and done rule is in effect for our heat races. And I might have time, so let's do a replay. The very first replay of the weekend. How about that? It happened on the first lap of the race. So you see the 33 on the right side of the screen going around. But this is where it gets wild here. Second place, Smith, all crossed up. Dutton working to the outside. Thought he was going to spin to the inside. Ended up coming back across his nose. And it collected Dutton. So Dutton now going to be restarting some miraculous way in all this because of the re-lineup, as we had our one and done for Zachary. Dutton's going to restart on the outside front row. So we go down the back straightaway. Miller leads, Dutton on the outside. Don't bother with that cosmetic damage, because the 197 just as fast. L88. Jeff Hudson working the second spot, looking to the inside. Simpkins fourth. $12 cars on the entry for tonight's Western Pro Stocks. We do not need to worry about B mains. We're just hammer down racing. 3 cars under blanket now for first, as we see a side-by-side battle for the lead, but Hudson there in the L88 ready to make his move, make it a 3-wide through the middle almost, and Miller up to the wall as Dutton didn't make contact, but Miller is struggling here, and that 22 led the opening laps here at the halfway point. It's all unraveling. So Dutton leads, Hudson second, Miller, Simpkins now on the charge. Just a couple of bad corners there for Hudson. I'm sorry, for Miller, and Hudson took advantage of it. And look at Hudson now working to the inside. Battle for the lead. Gary Dutton, the big lick up on the outside, the 197. Gonna pedal out of 4. They make contact. White flag waves. We're gonna see who's the fan of each other now. Hudson gonna work his way to the front and take heat number 1 victory. If the weekend ended now, folks, it was the wild first and only race, but it's not going to end now. We've got plenty of racing action to go here without any weather in sight. I'm just complimenting that wild race, heat number 1, to open up the 38th annual Budweiser Nationals here at Bakersfield Speedway. Little cosmetic damage for just about everybody in this field. Minus, I think, Simpkins. He played it clean out there. We're going to take a look at heat number 2 lineups. Western Pro Stocks, Justin Crockett, Ryan Smith, your front row. Sidney Payne in the 23E, Chris Smith in the 3D. Tim Randolph, or Timmy, as you can see on the lineup. I'm not used to the Timmy Randolph, but hey, you know what? It's kind of like a movie credits. At the end of the movie, you get the longest names possible just because you want it to be seen. So good work, Timmy. And Jerry Stewart in the 4 rounding out the field. 6 cars each. As we get ready for heat number 2. Smith starting and stopping on the front straightaway for some reason. You might have seen it behind the, if you were eagle eyes behind that. Wait, no. Hang on a second. So that was, I believe that was Chris Smith. So you'll see why here. We got the 3DT, that's Ryan Smith, and Chris Smith in the always familiar 3D. And Chris Smith having a bit of a stop and go here as we get ready for heat number 2 for the Western Pro Stocks. Crockett brings the field to the green. I believe somewhere on that second place car is a T for Ryan Smith. I don't see it, but it's there. I do appreciate that they didn't paint the cars exactly the same, and they're going to have the similar numbers. As Stewart now going to the inside for the second spot. Battle for second. Turns number 1 and 2. Jerry Stewart, longtime racer, goes up to the second spot. And Crockett now opens up as the battle for second continues. Just a touch to the right of the screen, opens up nearly a 2-second lead on the field. In fact, it'll be more than 2 seconds now. Crossing the line. Nope, I lied. They shortened it up by a couple tenths, so just about a 2-second gap. A little more than a second and a half. Everybody's single file. Gives me some time to showcase some drivers. Sidney Payne in the 23. Looking the outside of turns number 1 and 2. Always appreciate these Western Pro Stocks for racing here in the Budweiser Nationals, and really cool group of racers that race all over the West Coast, Northwest as well. And here is the 11 of Timmy Randolph. Timmy on a bit of a struggle here, or just saving his tires. It's the last lap of this heat race, but Tim might be just hanging out, seeing how the rest of this night goes. Not hanging out, just trying to get this race done and over with. The 21 of Justin Crockett will take the checker flag in heat number 2. Jerry Stewart, Chris Smith, Sidney Payne out of 4, Timmy Randolph. Trouble with the transponder for Ryan Smith. Or that they've actually flipped the score or the transponder number, because I was going to say Ryan Smith was kicking butt on track, but the transponder was not. So we'll get down to it. Somewhere in there is a DT, somewhere in there is just a D, and LMNOP. American Stock heat race number 1 out there ready, and here is your lineup. James Robinson. You're going to see a lot of Bakersfield, so I won't even bother with hometowns. 15R James Robinson. Sonny Simpkins in the 68S. 2-time track champion here in the American Stocks. Ricky Childress in the 1. Ronald Lookadoo in the L787. Hayden Morrison, 23. Will Simcoe, number 4. And Ryan Barnes rounds out the field in the 79. So you're going to see here bit of a change up, not too much. But it's going to turn into a bit of a race fest here as I'm going to go back here. I'm going to verify real quick. I'm going to do a little verifying. As we're going to go green this time by. We have 27 entries here in the American Stocks, which is exactly what I was going to lead into. Top 3 transfer. All the others will have to go to tonight's B main. Great field of American Stocks. They've been great all year. One of the highest average classes. And around goes Morrison in the 23 out of turn 2. Again, top 3 transfer. You can win this heat race, good for you. But if you finish outside the top 3, you're going to have extra work to do to get into tonight's main event. Lookadoo on the outside for the second spot. So it's a battle for second. Trying to put a gap between the drivers behind, which is led by the 15 of James Robinson. So that 3-car pack on the right side of your screen are the ones on the outside trying to make their way in. They are looking for problems up ahead from any of the top 3 runners. Morrison again spins out of turn number 4. Simpkins leads, Lookadoo second. Childress third. Childress is in the transfer spot. Now trying to put more distance. So you see the top 3 on the screen and then everybody else behind. Simcoe starting to claw forward, but still got to get to this battle for the second spot. Simcoe right now, you never want to, it's always that saying. The commentator's always being nice, right? You never want your competitor to have an issue. Simcoe don't care. He wants the competitors up front to do everything wrong and make it an easy pass. But he might have to do it the hard way, which is close in that gap, which he's doing right now. Childress by Lookadoo. Lookadoo on the hot seat now. As much as you want to race, you don't want to lose time, and that's what he's doing right now. Spinning the rear tires, white flag waves, final lap. Simcoe's got 2 more corners to try to make something happen. He's going to go high, look low, through the corner. Lookadoo slides. Simcoe on the gas. And Simcoe at the line is going to get the transfer spot. Just by pretty much the nose piece of that race car. Gets by Ronald Lookadoo. And your top 3 goes to the A main in this one. Sonny Simpkins, Ricky Childress, and Will Simcoe. You want to be there when it counts, and Simcoe made it work on that final lap. You can see Lookadoo starting to lose some time, and it was at the worst time in that heat race. So, got some good. I'm gonna say we've got some great competition weekly here at Bakersfield Speedway in the American Stocks, and now we've already put some good competition in the B main. So that's gonna be fun to see how that plays out. Heat number 2 for the American Stock, James E. Baker. I'm used to that being James E. Goff, but you see it. I'm going to go for it. James E. Baker from Taft, Colton Hay in the 188, Trenton Millard in the 29, Tyler Davis in the 78. That'll be outside of row 2. Tyler Weeks in the 69X, Spencer Vasquez in the 31. And rounds out the field, 74 of Miranda Scott as we bring on the American Stocks here for heat number 2. Now talking a little bit about these transfers, right? There is a chance that tonight's B main might be relatively uneventful. You're thinking, what the heck are you talking about, dude? And I'm being honest here, but it also could be extremely eventful. Why I say it could be uneventful is 22 cars will make a full field. We have 27 here, so we're going to lose 5 for the main event. Now, who's to say that we could have a car just have mechanical issues that can't return for the night in our heat races, and then it dwindles down to a car falling out in a car or 2 or 3 or 5 in the B main, and then we're pretty much good. You'll just kind of see a bit of a yellow checker at that moment. Or sometimes you see in the B mains, you bring all the cars out that are supposed to race, but they're all the ones that are transferring at the same time, and you kind of see them cross the line. As long as they make contact with the start-finish line, they're in the show. So I'm not discounting anybody yet. I'm just saying that I love B mains, and you see the drama unfold in those ones. Green flag out. And we are racing here. Oh, Troll. Yep, hang on. You can do it. There we go. So Colton Hay there, a bit squirrely. That allows the 29 of Millard on the inside. Miranda Scott making some quick work of this field so far, working to the inside for third again. Top 3 transfer. I'll sound like a broken record, but I need you all watching to know that. You can win this heat race. You'd be the coolest man or woman alive, but you're not going to be as cool as the one that drives from outside to the A main in a heat race. Miranda Scott's going to do just that, trying to clear a 188 of Hay. Hay right now knows that he's in the danger zone. And you see the 69 of Weeks. He's giving her the beans. He wants to fill that hole, and around to the second place runner. Miranda Scott makes contact. Everybody driving away, but what does that affect? Does Miranda have a flat tire? Does Millard have any front end damage and all that? That's going to shake up the top 3. Miranda somehow doesn't have a flat. Tyler Davis just did a wall tap through the corner. So now Tyler Weeks, I was going to mention, he was going to try to follow Miranda Scott to fill the gap in case the pass was made. He can fill that hole to continue on with the pass. But now he's in the 3rd spot. And Miranda Scott's going to have to do it all over again here. Now the white flag waves for Jamesy Baker. Miranda Scott, there you see the 74 to the right of the screen. That's 4th. To the left side is 3rd. Baker is going to cross the line. Oh, Colton Hay will do the same, and Miranda Scott cannot get by Weeks for the 3rd spot. Spencer Vasquez, Trenton Miller, Tyler Davis, and take a good look here at your Heat 2 winner, Jamesy Baker. So one thing here at Bakersfield Speedway, we want these rear ends open, and you're going to see this roller here. It's not for sushi, it's for the rear end. And they're going to put the left rear on those rollers. The driver will accelerate, and if that car will drive off, disqualification. Then we really shake up the top 3 again. If that car does not roll off, well, congratulations. Heat number 2 is official. It's very scientific, folks. You can see you need 3 officials and 1 driver. And the camera won't want to focus. Here we go. All right, suspense is building, folks. We're just waiting for the engine to rev. I'm going to talk like we're filming golf right now. That official is rubbing his hands. He knows this is an important moment. car revs. High fives given. That means that it is done and dusted. Heat 2 is official. And we continue on. Heat number 3 coming up for the American stocks. How about that suspense? You always love some good suspense action here. Stephen Helms, I don't know what. Thank you all for joining with us here. IMCA TV by way of Low Budget TV, always on Bakersfield Speedway.tv, a part of the Speed Sport TV network. If you're confused, trust us, folks, you're at the right place. Stephen Helms on the front row alongside Jonathan McKinley in the 70. Chloe Jones in the 01. Gerald McKellar in the 126. Or 12G, if I put on my glasses. Joe Baker, I don't have glasses, so maybe that's the issue. Joe Baker, Joe Mama in the 29B. Jose Rosales in the 13 from Tulare. And Carson Conway in the 25C is your Heat number 3 lineup here. Again, you heard it. I'm going to say it again. Top 3 transfer, which automatically at the start of this race will put Chloe Jones in the 01 on the hot seat. They get 1 to go this time by. You see the shade just about halfway through this racetrack. Sunny part is turn 2 through the back straightaway on the entry to turn number 3. And it's all shady right here on the front straightaway. I mean the good shady, like nice temperature shady. Not what you're thinking. We go green out of turn number 4. Chloe Jones not wasting any time in the 01. Trying to put some distance on Gerald McKellar in the 12G. Little contact there. We've got 3 wide on the front straightaway. Got a little close to 3 wide up front. You can see the intensity in these heat races. Trying to make it into tonight's feature, the first go-round. So McKinley on the outside. And the 70 is going to go 3 wide for second. And we go yellow. Trouble is a 13. Rosales. So Rosales is going to get the wall over in turn number 3. By the looks of the impact in the wheel, I'm guessing that he tried to make the corner and the car did not work. So likely going to need a push at least or a tow, being that it's not driving away with the right front damage. Now again, this is going to play into if they can get this car fixed. So again, you heard me say this? Perfect example. If Rosales can't get this car fixed, that's 1 less car in the B main, which could put somebody on the outside feeling comfy now. Again, you never want your competitor, to have a bad day when you're already having one yourself, but you're going to take whatever you can get. Rosales getting that 13 push. Now these cars going to make their way into the hot pit, or technically one and done rule, so there is no hot pit in our heat races. If you bring out the caution, you're going to your pit, and we won't see you till later on in the B main or the feature, if you make it. 2 laps in of this 8-lap heat. I think my math is right, that it would be 6 laps to go. Been working on it. Here we go. Green flag is out. So we put McKellar now on the hot seat. He's working to the inside of McKinley. Gets tight in 1 and 2. And Chloe Jones working the outside on the 0-1. That is a transfer spot battle. 3 cars duking it out. Chris Grainer saying that Aaron was semi-famous, taking photos for an hour after, so that's exciting. Oh, we got a big old stack up there. Again, this is a big battle for the 3rd spot. And McKellar, I think we got steering issues. Or he was out for revenge. We'll keep our eyes on this one. I don't think we're done. McKellar on the gas. Might be after Chloe Jones. And that will put Carson Conway in the 25C up into the 3rd spot. It puts Chloe Jones and McKellar out. McKinley's going to think about tapping the wall. And doesn't, so good for McKinley. A lot of movement in these heat races when there's a top 3 transfer battle. 2 to go. Actually, 1 to go. White flag waves. So they're all trying to pass the red and white 70. But I think we might have a rivalry to the right of the screen as well. Checkered flag waves for Stephen Helms. Conway, McKinley. That is your top 3 in our heat race. You can see the damage there on McKellar's 12G. And then we'll see Helms make his way to the rollers to verify that this car is not having any funny business in that rear end. As the sun continues to set here behind the grandstands at Bakersfield Speedway. And I think we're good. There it goes with the assistance. Now, that's the thing is you need 3 officials there for these heavy race cars to assist to get the car on the rollers, because you can't drive them off the rollers unless you got any interesting things, we'll say. What's that called? Ingenuity? Heat number 4, the final heat for the American stocks here tonight. Tracy Moniz in the 30, alongside Tori Severson in the 8. Row 2, Eric Simmental in the 28C. Tate Loftus in the N2 Deep ride. Kyle Wood in the 4K, high definition, and the Lil 40, LIL 40. What a bunch of interesting numbers of Nick Spainhoward, winner of this Bakersfield Speedway Budweiser Nationals many times, but in the IMCA SportMods, and I believe in American stock too. We go green. And we're kind of making some contact through 1 and 2. So who's going to be your top 3? Oh, we got a spinner, a smoker, and a slider into the tires. The 30 of Moniz. And we go door slamming for the lead. Into deep, went into deep. 3 wide up front. You can't bring out a caution. If you have a problem, you want to keep going because somebody else might have a problem later. If you bring out a caution, you're done for the heat. 1 and done. Rule in effect. So that's why Moniz was not eager to stop or slow down. The only option he had was to punch the gas and drive around that tractor tire. In too deep. Tate Loftus, your leader. Spain Howard in the second spot. And now we got a battle for third. These two drivers on the hot seat as they run. Kyle Wood in the 4K on the inside, trying to make the move on the 8 of Torrey. Severson there in the 8. They both look at their mirrors and see Eric Simmental in the 28. See. Now the goal would be to run side by side if you're in third and fourth, to not allow anybody to close in. But then somebody's got to make a move on the final lap, you know what I mean? Well, as these cars duke it out for the transfer spot, these two up here are battling for the heat race victory, the prestigious heat race that'll set the field in tonight's main event. That battle has settled down. Now we go back here as Kyle Wood in the 4K. In the third spot, that's the white and orange machine. Simmental now up to fourth. Gets by Torrey Severson, and the white flag waves. So third on back, single file currently. As we're going to watch this race to the finish for the lead. Spain Howard looking, but Loftus is strong enough to stay ahead in the in too deep. Second, Spain Howard. Third, Wood with Simmental, Severson, and Moniz. Did not get the lucky break that he hoped for. Those three will go to tonight's B main to try it again. Punch their ticket into the feature. And there is the N2 deep, I should say. Penske should have numbered Rusty Wallace's car N2 deep. Maybe that should be Cindric's number as well. Cars on the roller, and we're going to go sport mod racing coming up next here at Bakersfield Speedway for night number 1 of the Budweiser Nationals. Roller is rolled. They're going to work on some debris pickup. It looks like somebody lost an entire exhaust from the exhaust manifold to the muffler right there. And throw that shovel in there, why not? Somebody's going to need it. SportMods on the racetrack, getting ready to go here. So let's take a look at your lineup as I get it ready for you. I'm typing it as we speak. Sport Mod Heat number 1, Ethan Killingsworth from Wairika in the 7M. Ryan Olds in the 1R. Clay Daly, Chad Weber, row 2. Ryan Smith from Coalinga. And Chris McKellar. Round out your 6-car Heat number 1. So we got Wairika, Watsonville, Coalinga, Santa Maria, and 2 Bakersfield racers here. Locked and loaded. All right, getting ready to go again. Top 3 transfer in these heat races. Always an important number to remember, folks. We go green out of turn number 4. Killingsworth in the lead, looking sporty up front, but a big old swarm of sport mods behind. From second on back. And this will involve your transfer battle. Weber on the outside of this pack. Way in the back, Chris McKellar. Oh, but Keller's going to get crossed up with Weber. They can't stop. The one of Olds also stumbling down the back straightaway. So lap number 2 was a bit of a you-know-what. Olds now back on the gas. He is fighting for the 3rd spot. 97 of Ryan Smith. Has the 3rd spot. Killingsworth out to a big lead. 2.5 second lead. I'll show him here coming out of turn number 4. There's Killingsworth. Killingsworth there going into turn number 1. You can use him as your gauge. That we're all single file at the moment, except for Olds with a stumble again in turn 2. These two, McKellar and Weber, duking it out for 5th spot. Weber, big old crossed up there. You can see some of the door damage from McKellar on the 18. Weber just trying to get this car handled as the white flag waves. Final lap for Ethan Killingsworth, making his trip down south to Bakersfield Speedway. Wairika, California, coming to the line. Checkered flag, he's going to the feature, and looking good doing so. Clay Daly second. There's the rest of the field. Makes their way by. Smith holds on to that 3rd and final transfer spot with Olds, McKellar, and Weber. So they're going to bring the 7M to get his customary IMCA post-heat check. Typically looking for the little details that they thought the teams. So actually, I don't know if this race is over, but I think it is. Scoreboard showed 7 with 1 lap to go. Well, the issue now is that 3rd place runner is no longer on the track, so I must have missed a detail in this one. Ryan Smith is out of the top 3, which will move Olds up to 3rd. I think we're going to wait this caution out just a little bit. Seems like everybody's kind of just checking things over. Lights are out, so we got 1 lap shootout here. Green and white. We'll bring them around. So Ethan Killingsworth is going to try this one again. And they're stacking up behind, and we're now completely stuck. This has just gone all the way downhill for Chris McKellar and Ryan Olds. But you can already see the damage McKellar has. Now he's stuck underneath the one of Olds. Now they're going to need a tow to unhook these two. Let's see if I can back this up for a replay of the restart. That they're going to work on becoming unattached. So coming through the corner, a bit of a stack up down low, and that's exactly where everybody was planning to go. Look at this one more time. Is there any funny business going on, or? It looks like it's just everybody started stacking up, and these two got the end of the memo by way of getting connected. So that's a tough break. As we go back to live, Olds And McKellar stuck. And I'm going to go farther back here, see if I get an idea of why we're into caution. What happened to Smith? Yeah, I completely missed the detail that Smith had an issue over in the corner, turn number 1 and 2. I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you fine folks at home as they're working on unlatching the back half of the field. So you can see that 2 cars have become undone. So who gets the yellow called on them? So I don't really have a good shot on what happened to Smith. But now you're looking at dirt because of me. Sorry, folks. There you go. And it looks like it'll be the one of Olds that gets the call. So Olds going to the infield. And we're going to line him back up. All right. Well, time to go back to racing for our retry at a restart. One lap shootout here, Bakersfield Speedway for the IMCA SportMods. We go back to green. Green is out, followed by a checkered. So this will put, remember the struggle that Weber had? Well, he's now into the 3rd spot. Killingsworth wins again here. And Weber will hold on to that 3rd and final transfer spot. As Chris McKellar has had it all just about in this heat race and comes up 1 spot short, even after all that, even after having a car on his door, a car on his hood. Killingsworth going to visit Dump in the infield, get his customary check, and we get ready to go for another IMCA Sport Mod heat race. Heat number 2 on deck, and that'll be Brian Baker from Bakersfield in the 11B. Mason Conway in the 72 will line up on the outside. Jeffrey Hudson in the L87 from Keno, Oregon. Never heard of Keno, but here we are. Paul Brown in the 9. I'll go check out Keno sometimes. I played Keno in casinos. Tate Loftus in the 62 and the 80D of Dylan Wilson. Round out your field. Those Sport Mods. IMCA Northern Sport Mods here from the Bakersfield Speedway. As Uncle Bob's joined with us here. How you doing, Uncle Bob? Oh, I put your camera in the way. Uncle Bob's just trying to listen. There you go. We got IMCA Northern Sport Mod Heat number 2 on the racetrack. Top 3 will transfer. Who goes to the feature? Who has to work for it in the B main? We already had some calamity in the first heat. And Baker's going to bring the field to the green. Side by side for that whole entire lap. A little bit of a stack up on the back of this pack. Brian Baker leads lap number 1. Wilson going to take it to the wall, but outside of the transfer spot. Loftus holds on to that third and final spot. Hudson in the L87 right there in the mix. 3 wide for the lead. Baker pedaling on the outside. Loftus down low and in the middle with Hudson. So I'm guessing now we see the correlation. L87 and L88, 2 different divisions. We got 72 of Conway around. Loftus going for the lead down the front straightaway. No yellow. Everybody keeps going. And Loftus to the lead to the inside of Baker. Good 4 cars battling it out, but it's the top 3 that we're all focused on. Wilson's pedaling back. He's looking to the inside of Hudson now. I know the Wilson fans saw him struggle a few laps ago in turns number 1 and 2. He's making some hay though. Coming to the white flag. And it is Hudson now in the mix. Oh, trouble up ahead, and it's Conway. Everybody's swerving left and right to avoid. We stay green, and that just about ends Wilson's run at a potential transfer spot. Got everybody checking up, expecting a caution, and the checkered flag waves. So Conway getting lucky that he did not get tagged, but the unlucky driver and all that was Wilson. Can't say that he had a chance, but at least he was there to pounce if the opportunity came, but there was not a caution, and he was not able to advance by Hudson. He was looking, though, but Jeffrey Hudson holds on to that third and final transfer. I think Wilson's not pleased. And that was right in front of the leaders. Man, that could have been ugly. Even Uncle Bob is in disbelief. I think we all are. All right, you still got me there, Uncle Bob? Very good. Heat number 3 on the racetrack, and this will be Nick Spainhoward in the 17. Now that's unique. Tyler Irwin in the 172. Adam Baker, how about that? We got, of the pill draw, somehow both of them line up behind each other. Adam Baker, row 2 in the 17A with Danny Wagner and the 11D from Bay Point. Nick Kaufman in the C50 and the 28P of John Piker. You know, Baker brought both 17 cars fully expecting and hoping that these two were going to be in separate heats so one can watch the other and now they get to watch each other from a mirror and out through the windshield. Let me give you an update here on entries for the SportMods. We have 23 entries here. So let's talk some shop a little bit here. We might not be transferring the top 3 per se. Typically, when it's that close to a over a full field 22 cars here at Bakersfield, when we have one extra, we don't typically send the car home. It'll be an addition into the field. Now, again, the officials go through the pits and ask all the drivers, hey, are you okay with that? And the drivers are all awesome enough to do that. And if they don't do it tonight, they're all chicken. But typically, now what the top three is indeed for would be the redraw. So we have a draw for the starting spots in our heat race and a redraw from your results to line up the main event. So you could be third in your heat and be like, dang, but then you redraw in the front half of the field, and hey, you know what? You have a chance to start on the front row. So that's what we're looking at here in the IMCA Northern Sport Mods here at Bakersfield Speedway. One car more than a full field, and it's just about a guarantee that we'll be racing that car tonight. But still, we still like to talk about the redraw in this situation. It can easily propel you up to the front in your main event. So Tyler Irwin in the 172, new to the Sport Mods. Out front, 3-car duke him out for the back of the pack. Kaufman and Piker make a little contact. You see the 17A of Adam Baker on the black and white machine in the 4th spot. Piker trying to get by. Up ahead a little bit, a row up will be the 11D of Danny Wagner. Danny holding on to the 2nd spot. Staying to the outside of Spain Howard. So we got racing from the bottom of the track all the way up near the top groove. Not quite at the wall. Okay. I was saying not quite at the wall yet in the 17 of... we're having transponder issues again, I'm looking. So we have the 17A of Adam Baker in 3rd, and this is likely Spain Howard, who's not registering. So I was going to say Spain Howard was the one that was tickling the wall in 3 and 4, as I was saying. That they're not up quite by the wall yet. White flag waves, still battling around the track for position. No worries about that 3rd and 4th place transfer. It'll be the 172 of Tyler Irwin. Checkered flag waves out of turn number 4. Wagner, Baker, Piker, Spain Howard, and Kaufman. Come on by. It's a good run for Tyler Irwin. Again, new to these IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Looking to progress his racing ladder. He's doing a hot pit on dump. And also I see the 17A. Well, they're both 17As. Just to confuse everybody even more. But I believe it's transponder issues for one of them that we're going to assume just because that's all we can really do right now, even though that's not what our parents told us to do, that it's Spain Howard having, because it's Spain Howard's car that has yet to turn a lap in that heat race, even though he ran. So we're getting these cars all cleaned up. That's for Jeffrey when he comes. That channel's for Jeffrey. He's on his way. He's probably stuck in traffic. The good old Interstate 5, 99. That'll happen on a Friday night in California. IMCA Northern Sport Mod, heat number 4, 4th and final heat. We have Hagio in the 14H from Prunedale. John McKinley in the 70. Jason Bannister in the 51 row 2 with Brock Crawford on his outside. Jeff Mead in the 16 from Watsonville. home of the Ocean Speedway. Enjoy going up there, especially in the summertime when it's nice and toasty here. Go wear a jacket over there. Kind of like Ventura Raceway. Go see some surfing behind the grandstands and turn around and see some racing in front of your lap. Sun is just about completely down around this racetrack. I'm getting a little bit of sun beyond my ears and neck, and that's just about it. Sun's almost beyond the horizon, and this track is in complete shade as we go green. Bit of a stumbling motor here on the start. Hopefully it doesn't cause any problems. Hagio leads. With the 51 of Jason Bannister. In the second spot, battling with John McKinley. Oh, McKinley gets into Hagio. And contact there in the back. No caution, staying green. So Jeff Mead getting the worst of it. Now we're yellow. So one and done, and McKinley is out of this heat race, leaving us 4 cars left on the track. See if I can grab a replay real quick here while we're talking about it. I might not have time to, though. Let's see. Still yellow. Let's take a look here. Into the corner. Just a slide in with some contact. So McKinley making a move. Had a great run out of turn number 2. And then spilled all the beans into 3. And I had to do a little cleanup. And Mead, unfortunately, had that thing fully committed, and McKinley's car only moved when he hit him. Tough break, but it happens sometimes. So the track's cleaned up, and we're getting ready to go. Back to the restart. Mead continues on. So if Mead can get by 1 extra car, we'll be in that redraw spot and advances chances potentially on the feature starting lineup. Bannister in the second spot. Hagio in the lead. Halfway done in this heat race. Lap number 4. Heat number 4. Brock Crawford in the third spot. And closing. Mead losing time. They're leaving Mead behind, unfortunately. So Mead just needs to run clean laps. Not that he can really lose any spots, but he can definitely smack the wall by accident. Let this race play out. Could have trouble up ahead at some point. Top 3 down the backstretch into turn number 3. Coming to the white flag. Final lap for Matt Hagio and racers. Jason Bannister taking the high side. He's got to run out of turn number 2. He goes high, goes low. Looking. Was there for a second, but Matt Hagio holds on for heat number 4 win. We got Hobby Stocks coming up next. H&S Bodyworks and Towing, Hobby Stocks coming up. And I'm going to take a look here to see how many do we have. What do we get to work with here in our Hobby Stocks? This is a moving target on a Friday night, so you can see a preliminary entry And we can even be telling you right now that there's 85 hobby stocks, but we might get 86 or 87 because these drivers are still coming off of work right now. So we have 23 entries. So again, not really too worried about a B main, but still the redraw, top 3. That's not to say that the drivers could easily say, nope, we're sending somebody home tonight. No matter what, that third spot is the important one to look out for. Hobby Stock Heat Race, Clay Waters in the 86C on the front row alongside Austin Meade in the 0. Rick Henderson in the 119 and the 39 of Tate Loftus. Row 3, Bobby Gallagher from San Jose in the X1 and Colby Quinton in the 4Q from Porterville. Missed that racetrack. That was always fun to go to. Getting ready to go here. 8 laps. 4 heats. Top 3 transfer. Redraw, B main, you name it. Third spot is the one to watch. And I don't know if we're going to get a third spot. They were racy there out of turn number 2. So lap number 1, leader will just almost smack the wall. Clay Waters. Gallagher getting knocked into the tractor tire out of turn number 2. We are not going to throw a yellow unless he wants to be the caution, to which don't matter. He fires it up and drives away. It's a good thing because we might have more trouble up ahead. Tate Loftus now inherits the lead. Waters tried to take turn number 1 with him on the previous lap. Failed to do so, thankfully, to him and his skilled driving. And the 0 goes around turn number 2. Might have been some contact with Quinton. And now we go battle for second. Clay Waters. Just talking about him. Got some elbows up racing here in heat number 1 for the hobby stocks. What we expect. Actually, I'm sorry, that was the lead battle. I lied. So Waters trying back for that lead. Quinton into third. Henderson in the 119 in fourth. Meade coming into turn. Oh, Henderson's going to give Meade a shot. Out of battle. Here comes Meade in the 0. Austin Meade. And lap traffic for your leader. That is the X1 of Gallagher. White flag waves for the 39 of Tate Loftus. Tate's a busy boy here this weekend, it seems. SportMods, hobby stocks. Out of turn number 4. Tate Loftus, checkered flag waves, and your Heat 1 winner for the hobby stocks. Waters, Quinton, Henderson, and Meade with Gallagher. Is going to spin it out over in turn number 3 and 4. Probably under frustration more than anything at this point. So the hobby stocks are always exciting. Yeah, Gallagher is on the gas and not happy. So we get ready to go for hobby stock heat number 2 here from Bakersfield Speedway. Lineups provided by MyRacePass. Thank you, MyRacePass, for your lineups here this weekend. Joe Gallagher from San Jose in the 1. Nicholas Johnson in the 1N will be your front row. Colby Ward in the 14C. James Cornelius from Tulare on the outside of row number 2 in the C4. 991. Don't call 991 an emergency. Just call him Drake Meade for now. Rick Childress in the 44 rounds out your field in the H&S Bodyworks and Towing. Hobby Stocks, long-time supporter of the Hobby Stocks. I think we're nearing or probably have gone past 20-something years for their continued support of the Hobby Stocks. So big thanks to the Shepherd family and employees over there, keeping the vehicles of Bakersfield looking sharp even after any type of accident. And if you're scrolling through social media right now, we are live online at BakersfieldSpeedway.tv. Also simulcast on Low Budget TV and IMCA TV. But you're also getting a little sneak peek right now of our heat racing action featuring some hobby stocks as we go green. If you want to see the entire night, www.BakersfieldSpeedway.tv, or again, IMCA TV if you're familiar with that, or Low Budget TV. All roads lead to this great racing weekend, the 38th annual Budweiser Nationals. So we got them battling here. C4 of Cornelius in the second spot. Gallagher looking to squeeze on by, and look at the real deal. Rick Childress making a run to the outside. The 44, everybody's playing in the sandbox down low. He's working the high side, doing some work and bringing his suitcase with him. Because he's a traveling man right here. Oh, the 14 goes around. We're going to stay green. Childress continuing on here. Working the outside on Cornelius. So Colby Ward made a slide there and up the track in front of his third spot. Cornelius. And now Childress going to have to react and get all crossed up. Nicholas Johnson out into the lead. Cornelius in the second spot. Gallagher trying to close back in on Childress for third. And the one, Earnhardt looking ride. Nicholas Johnson looks like he grabbed himself a bit of a tractor tire potentially, or he's just going so fast that that nose piece is folding in on itself. You can see that looks like damage, but I can't imagine he's hit anything, at least we missed it. Lightweight looking good out of turn number 4. Nicholas Johnson. Cornelius Childress with Gallagher and Drake Mead. Colby Ward having a struggle in turn 2. And that is your heat race number 2 for the hobby stocks. As the sun is setting here in Bakersfield, the lights are just now starting to come on. And we are racing it out here at Bakersfield Speedway. www.imca.tv or Low Budget TV. Full weekend coverage all weekend long here from the 30th annual Budweiser Nationals. Let me see if any of you are chatting it about with us here. Where you're watching from, who are you cheering for? Those are the things we like to know. And if you're not here, why aren't you? You know this event's always on the schedule. Come on out. If you can hear my voice, you still got a day to get on the bus or the train or the plane to get over here. Heat number 3. Troy Thomas in the 58. Lance Hurst, Steven Johnson, Marcus Wonkum, Casey Johnson, and Robert Lawler getting ready to go green here from Bakersfield Speedway. Oh, sliding up the track is a 10. Lance Hurst got a bit of a push going on the front end of that 10H. The Animal, it says on the winder. Troy Thomas, your leader. Wonkum in second. And we got an all-out brawl-out for the third spot. Casey Johnson in the 13 picked up a win recently in the hobby stocks in the middle of this three-wide battle. Now you see a battle for the lead. To the left side. Troy Thomas has his work cut out. Trying to hold off the entire field. The 6 go the round. Robert Lawler. Innocent spin out of turn number 2. In the Quinn's Hobbies ride. 3 wide for the lead. The Animal is broken loose from the cage. Ooh, it got tight there out of turn 2 for the leaders. Wonkum now leads over Thomas. Wonkum, of course, he's going to lead. He's got his airplane wings out now. On the right side, looks like the B post has come undone. 26S of Steven Johnson now battling with Casey Johnson. 6 laps in, 2 laps to go. Thomas slipping back to third now. Maybe not. Hurst had a bit of a slide, still sliding, but holding on to the second spot. White flag waves, final lap. Marcus Wonkum out to the lead, battles for second. Might have just ended there in turn number 2. And it is Marcus Wonkum across the line first, with Hurst, Thomas, Johnson, Steven Johnson, and Robert Lawler from that spin. Didn't have any luck on his side to have an issue to pick up some spots, and we'll finish the race just now. So Marcus Wonkum. You can see the wing here. I think they might need to check that in tech here. It was a C post that has come undone. So if you're on the outside of that car at any point, you might want to duck. Sun is setting, getting ready for a potential beautiful sunset. Hobby stock heat number 4 on the racetrack. Ethan Johnson in the 24, Kevin Irwin in the 2, your front row with Lily Mead in the 16, Wayne Dotson in the 174 with Don Mead in the 99. And for Mike Mosier, I will do this just for him, as he did every weekend with announcing Wayne Dotson. It is Wild Wayne Dotson. There you go, Mike. I'm sure he's watching from high above. Yep, put some mustard on the doggy there for Mike. We got Lightning McHudson, looks like. Lightning McHudson in the second row. We go green. That's Lily Mead with the Cars paint scheme, throwback paint scheme. Ooh, Dotson's going to take it to the way high side. I didn't even realize that Lily Mead even has the headlights and the mouth. I think that is Lightning, actually. They did a reseal on the road out in front of Bakersfield Speedway. I joked earlier today with Garrett, Pixel Boss Media, saying that I think Lightning McQueen was here. Got in trouble with the law and had to repave the road in front of Bakersfield Speedway. Little did I know that Lightning McQueen was not only here, but racing this weekend. Out to the lead, Ethan Johnson. Second spot is Kevin Irwin. At times, not by much, and then at other times, just enough. Wayne Dotson in the third spot. He's going to be tickling the wall here shortly. And the 99 of Don Mead having the same exact arrow as Nicholas Johnson did. You see that nose piece caved in. Folks, I think we are witnessing a new era in hobby stock racing. It's not called cheating. It's not even probably an issue in the rule book, but that's what you call ingenuity. We got some old NASCAR Cup team crew members likely working on the body panels of these cars now. Well, that ingenuity. Or maybe it's a season's worth of keeping that nose piece on. You've got him 2.5 second lead now for Ethan Johnson. White flag waves, final lap. Up the track goes me. He's going to keep it off the wall. So Dotson moves up in the second spot a lap ago. Ethan Johnson, checkered flag waves. Heat 4 winner here tonight on night number 1 of the Bakersfield Speedway Budweiser Nationals. Lily Mead going to round out the field, crossing the line. The fabulous Lightning McQueen. Kachow says. So coming up next will be our IMCA Modifieds. We go racing here for 4 heat races for the Modifieds. 25 entries. This one we will likely need to worry about a B main. Unless everyone is feeling extremely generous here. So these cars are rolling onto the racetrack. Jason Nation saying stay alive for a few mod heats. Hey, Jason. You know, this event used to be a spectacle until Jason Nation left us here in California. I don't know what he was thinking, but he's left us here. But it's no longer, we don't even need to worry about Jason Nation. He left us, and we're going to leave him behind in the dust. It'll be Austin Kiefer, Justin Crockett, bringing the field to the green. Oh, trouble on the front straightaway. Cars stacking up. And, oh boy. We have ourselves a bit of a calamity on the front straightaway. So let's see what the heck went wrong here. And we're going to see them all drive away, thankfully. All right, I'm going to get a replay going for all of you fine folks here. Because we had an incident on the start. So down the front straightaway, it was just a squeeze at the line. The Blankenship there, you see Pike. And let's look at it one more time. Again, 3 wide, kind of a struggle on the outside for the 21. And it just got ugly all at the start. Pretty much everybody from the second row back getting through with a scratch or two. But now the cleanup is done, and I got to welcome in Jeffrey Best here, who's made it from the Interstate 5 to Interstate 99. And is he here with us now, caller?
All the interstates in between.
There you go. He's here. Well, give us a pit report from the road. What was the road like?
It was slow. I
Slow
needed
road?
it to be fast today. It was slow.
Yeah, that's a Friday night or Friday afternoon for you.
Yeah. And construction.
That'll do it. They always pick the weekends to do construction because they think that nobody's going to be on the road.
Naturally.
So Austin Kiefer will still hold on to his spot. Justin Crockett will not. Crockett goes to the back. The 08 of Jared Domingos almost ended his car in the end of the front straightaway, but avoided that barrel of water at the right time. Dalton Houghton in this one. Caitlin Robertson in the 7K. We saw Caitlin have a little bit of contact, just a touch of a scratch on the door. But we go back to racing here. Complete restart. Hipton on the outside goes to the lead. And somehow I think we're all good. Oh, no. I jinxed it for Caitlin. 360, keep it going. Don't stop. You're going to bring out a caution if you do. That's sometimes even worse. So that's going to the outside of this racetrack if he did. So top 3. We have 25 cars entered in the modifieds. We don't know if there's any more since this was published and updated. You'd think it's updated live, but it might not be. Either way, top 3 transfer for the redraw or the B main. Crockett down the back straightaway. That 21 is struggling. Don't know if that's from the front straightaway calamity or just trying to dial in the setup here this weekend. Halfway done. As Hipton leads into turn number 1. Got himself a nice lead over Kiefer. But we're still battling into turn 1. Domingos in the .08 on the inside. These two have been battling here for the last few laps. Might not be for the lead as the white flag waves, but at least they're sizing each other up for the feature. Kiefer way behind as Colin Hipton down the back straightaway. Your leader checked out to a 2.5 second lead gap and will cross the line. Your winner in heat number 1 for the IMCA modifieds. Kiefer Blankenship. Domingo's going to hold off Justin Crockett and Caitlin Robertson will cross the line. Now there was a 223 looking modified that might have actually been not Pike. I called him Pike. But I see that not one lap was turned by the 161 of Donald Houghton. We'll keep tabs on that because Donald, I remember that thing a little bit of an orange and yellow, so I might have seen things, as they say.
I'm just soaking it all in right now.
I don't blame you.
It's Budweiser Nationals.
Some good stuff here. Heat 2, Robbie Sawyer, the X. We'll start up front with Jim Reed from Strathmore. Troy Morris, the 3rd, in the 07X. Marcus Frazier from Santa Maria in the 15F. Austin Rodardi, that's a name we haven't seen in a while. Austin and Aaron, 21. And Andrew Pierce in the 15P from Oakley.
Shall I get warmed up over here?
You may, if you'd like.
I think it's
just
time.
Don't trip over the cords.
Don't be tripping.
Don't be tripping, homie. As we get ready to go here for heat number 2 for the IMCA modifieds. Rod Proctor's watching with us right now on Facebook.
I thought you were going to stall everybody. You're going to be like, hey, we can't go green yet.
Yeah, right?
But
no, not the case. They don't listen.
All right.
Robbie Sawyer does. He goes green. Left everyone in the dust on that restart. PM3, Troy Morris, the 3rd in the 2nd spot. Good to see the Wood brothers have their modified with us this weekend. 3 wide and a squeeze.
Transfer spot.
Top 3 transfer. That's Pierce in the 15 and a bit of a, looked like from second on back, everybody struggled on the exit of turn 2. Robbie Sawyer, your leader. You watch the big pack. I'll talk about Robbie Sawyer unless anything breaks out. He had to look into his eyelids to remember that this is his 25th consecutive Budweiser Nationals at the Bakersfield Speedway. Has not missed one in his racing career. Troy Morris, maybe collectively with father and son, nearing the 25 mark. What I'm saying is Robbie Sawyer is old, okay? Troy Morris, though, we got a battle brewing for the lead. He's looking to the inside. Sawyer's got that outside run. No pressure for Pierce in the third spot. Himself got a 1 second lead over fourth. And the lead battle continues. Now we got a battle for the fourth spot, as we also have a battle for the lead. 2 laps to go. The lead is more important. I'll keep my eyes on the battle for fourth off screen. Nothing really happening. In fact, they actually opened up space between those 3. Robbie Sawyer taking it to the outside. Morris tried to look to the inside. He did it once more. But it's the X-Man, Robbie Sawyer, the Rebel Rouser. Checker flag for this heat race, number 2. What do you think, Jeffrey? One more? Should we give him one more on this Friday
are we
night?
doing the thing?
We're doing it right now.
I give the people
one
more.
All
Yeah.
right. We'll do that.
It's a Friday night.
It's
I
a
almost
Friday
said
night.
Saturday. I was talking to someone on the phone up here, and I was beginning to reference tomorrow as Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And
We'll be doing that.
well, it's hard. It's hard not to. You'd think that I would remember that, like many of us, put in a full work day on a Friday. But, boy, did that go out the window once I knew I was going to the racetrack. It's got to be a Saturday.
Brad Pounds will start on the front row. Andrew Peckham from Grass Valley in the 75, Wayne Kaufman. In the C5, Josh Combs in the 1-2 from Roseville. Gavin Manning and Rob Sanders, the Sandman. We'll round out your field. You just did a production mistake. Or what is it? I'm blind right now. Basically, I had the graphic up and you were swinging the camera. There you go. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it 100%. Brad Pound's going to bring the field to the green with Peckham on the outside. Josh Combs in the third spot. Good to have Josh back with us racing at Bakersfield Speedway. Peckham on the outside. These 2 Northern California racers. But it is a dominator. Brad Pounds, your leader. One of the drivers who has the most wins in the history of Bakersfield Speedway. Two laps down. No, nothing doing really right now for the third spot, the drama of the transfer. However, second, as they race right now, could easily get into each other and make it that issue. Gavin Manning, champion here at Bakersfield Speedway. Working the outside, trying to get to that third spot. But it continues to be Pounds leading. And now we're doing it. Now we have a battle for the hot seat. Oh, but Manning gets into the wall. Doesn't slow him down any. And I guess if you're going to hit the wall, you hit it at the right spot before the open door. Here we go. 2 laps to go in a battle and 3-car battle for second. 1-2 gets past. That puts Manning into the 3rd spot. He's going for second now. Just about cleared. Can't get to the spot in time. White flag waves. Peckham's going to defend down low. Look at Gavin Manning with the run here. Brad Pound's going to lead this one from green to checkered. Manning the biggest mover in the race. Peckham with Combs falling just short of a transfer spot. That was some good stuff right there. Gotta love the drama. As he comes, and here you see the Sandman, Rob Sanders. Gonna have to do some overtime tonight. Work his way from the B main potentially. There's a dominator, Brad Pounds. Heat number 4 getting ready to go. Michael Scruggs in the 12. Jake Pike in the 2-2-3.
You had this shot the whole time, and you
The whole
blamed
race.
me for production?
I know.
What the heck?
I didn't say that you were clear or not. Larry Wise, Bobby Hogue, Dylan Thornton, and Randy Thornell, your field for the 4th and final heat race. For the IMCA modifieds, we go green. Always keep your eyes on that 2H. Bobby Hogue has so many guitars, he's helped springboard bands, garage bands from these Budweiser Nationals. Remember the Eagles? Remember the Rolling Stones? All thanks to Bobby Hogue. Because Bobby don't know how to play guitar, and he knows how to win them. And the 38 Ts, Dylan Thornton, IMCA Super Nationals champion this year out of Boone, coming back home to Bakersfield Speedway, a track that he knows oh so well. Jake Pike out to the lead, but this is the battle. Oh, Larry Wise spins it to the inside. And we got 3 cars battling for the 2nd spot. The 12 of Scruggs had a bit of a squeeze. Hogue there on the inside. Squeezes up into the 2nd spot. Thornton, how about an IMCA Super Nationals champion? Was on the outside. Now he's back into the 3rd spot. We are pretty proud of our Bakersfield Speedway here, Jeffrey, because I feel like definitely in the last few years, we've brought our A game out to the Midwest and showed our dominance. I know that those Midwest drivers are likely happy to see the support from out west go there. Probably not happy when we beat them at their own game. White flag wave for Pike. Here comes Hogue, though, making it a final lap challenge for the heat race win. Bobby Hogue was looking, but it'll be Jake Pike crossing the line, your winner of the 4th final heat race for your IMCA Modifieds. And that's going to do it for our teaser video. I think we've teased long enough. If you haven't figured out where to go, we'll give it to you. www.imca.tv or Low Budget TV or Bakersfield Speedway if you already have your existing subscription. Don't miss out. It's the 38th annual Budweiser Nationals here at the Bakersfield Speedway.
Bakersfield Speedway.